right onto B37.
Now I selected that spot because this isn't the fastest way to go to Eastland, so I've basically picked a point on the way to Eastland through this direction. Now I haven't driven this actual route before, which is good to see.
Continue for 3 kilometers.
Now you can see on the page there, on the screen, web app, there's the speed limit is shown. Green shows I'm driving just below the speed limit within 5 kilometres an hour. As I go past the 70 sign, the 70, we're picking up the location of the speed signs from a file, and so as we go along, it lets me. Now, normally the speed limit alerts really doesn't say much in the background, it just sits there, but as you go past the speed signs, if the database is correct, and I'm happy to take input if you find spots that are not correct, and then the speed limit gets updated. Simple as that. What you see is what the app sees, or doesn't see actually. It detects based on the location of the speed signs. Some people think, I've been amazed, how's the phone looking at the screen when it's positioned down there in the console? And I say, because it's not using visual recognition of any sort. It's simply picking up the current GPS location of the car and finds the nearest speed sign location to that car that you're heading towards. And if you're in a certain distance of that sign, it will update the sign or the speed limit to let you know what the speed limit is. Once you exceed the speed limit, so within 5 kilometres of speed limit, the background goes green, and if you exceed the speed limit, the background goes red, the writing for the speed goes white, and you get a slow down reminder from myself. So it's quite funny. Some people have said that they, using the app, that they hear me nagging them all the time to slow down. My grandson said that, he thought it was quite funny. So for me, I previously used Waze. I thought it was excellent, great product.
In 500 metres, at the roundabout, continue straight onto Heidelberg-Warrandyte Road, State Route 42.
But the problem was when the app starts up, the speed limit's a nice size, and then it shrinks down to a size that's visually I cannot actually see it very easily as I drive. I'm getting older. My eyesight's very good. I don't need to wear glasses, but small things on a mobile phone or a computer screen as you get older are a bit more difficult to see. And my vision's actually half a diopter out in one eye and 0 on the other eye, so in actual fact my latest prescription of sunglasses, well, not sunglasses but reading glasses, driving glasses, are very good for distance, so not a problem. So a lot of people in my situation, they can't read the screen. The second thing that happens if you put Polaroid sunglasses on, with the mobile phones, anything that's small, not visible easily, just you can't see it at all. Polaroid glasses, these screens have a polarized lens on them, and if you turn the mobile phone around left and right, rotating it left or right, you'll see that it goes darker or lighter, and your sunglasses are polarized to basically cut out the vertical light, reflections from water and so forth, and the screen is designed with the polarizing in the same direction. So I once got a brand new iPad, turned it on, went to use it, could not see, the thing wouldn't turn on. sat there frustrated, trying to work out why isn't this iPad turning on. Then I broke into laughter. I had my sunglasses on, and with the sunglasses on, the iPad, brand new iPad screen, was black. Could not see a single thing. Took the sunglasses off, and there it is in all its colourful glory. So even I get tricked by the technology on occasions. So as you can see, the app has said nothing. Now, one of the things is that Waze, the first issue that I found, and the only reason I'm doing this is because Waze was too small for me to see. Now this is beautiful for me to see, so I can see the speed limit. Don't have any troubles with it. Sometimes when I was driving along, I couldn't quite work out why the Waze app was telling me that, for example, in Warrigal Road down in near Malvern, Chadstone, near the college down there, which is one of the really high-paying red light speed cameras down there, it's 40 kilometres an hour, and Holmes College is right next to there. And as I'm going along, it's telling me it's speed camera, red light speed camera ahead, and speed limit is, my dash cam tells me 60 kilometres an hour, and Waze tells me 60 kilometres an hour, and I'm sitting there thinking, but the signs are saying 40. It made no sense to me. And then for a little bit of more, just recently, I found on the Waze editor's help site that if there's two speed limits on a road, such as in a school zone, and the normal speed, you're supposed to, as an editor for Waze, enter in the normal speed. So some roads are 80 kilometres an hour and the school zone 60, or if it's 60, the school zone's 40. And I'd often go through school zones and it would be telling me the speed limit. It wouldn't warn me that the speed limit has changed. It's not an issue, except for the fact that I have no children at school. I don't know when school days are. I don't know the schools are back or if they're on holidays half the time. So I have to go through quite a long process of what time is it, what day of the week is it school, and honestly, I will slow down for a school zone in the middle of school holidays, and which isn't great for those.
Meters, at the roundabout, take the second exit onto Harris Gully Road.
Yeah, and it isn't great for those actually following me, wondering what the hell I'm actually doing. It's because I don't know what I'm doing. But when you're coming up to a speed camera, you don't want to take any risks. They certainly raise a lot of taxes, and they're just breeding like rabbits in Australia. So what I've done is I've built into the speed limit alerts these school zones. Shops have also, it's very, very common now for areas around shops. It's just proliferating right across Victoria and other states, that the school zones are at 40. So, oh no, the shop zones are 40s. So all of those are not included in Waze, and they're not included in the dash cam. So you have this situation where you're driving along and you're,
in 500 meters, slide left.
If you turn around and take the information, that was interesting, that was 70 along there, I was pretty sure. So there's a error in my thing.
Slide left, then your destination will be on the right.
So now off we go.
Your destination is on the right.
Yep. So Google's helped me to get to this point. I wouldn't have actually spotted this. That looked like a fairly sizable road. So now this road takes me through Parker Orchards and then onto the Warrandyte Road direction. So, and then through off onto Eastland. So that's basically it. You can see now that the Google Maps has gone green. Basically, it's done its job. So I'm thankful for that. told me to slow down, even though I believe that was incorrect. So there's a fix that I need to do to my map data when I get home tonight. Now, I've put in or corrected. The map data is based on what's available to anybody from the Victorian government site. Excellent data. But 90,000 records, 30,000 have no GPS location, mostly in country areas, so it doesn't affect the city driving. So a third of the records are useless from a speed limit alert web app, and there were hundreds of speed limit signs in forest area. You can see what were roads or signs along roads were actually set in the middle of nowhere north of Craigieburn. So literally hundreds, 500 at least, speed limit signs all in the wrong area, and they all had to be deleted, which means that there were hundreds of speed limit signs that were missing from the roads that they should have been on, but incorrect. There's been a lot of updates, 40 kilometres hour around shops, country road being reduced from 100 down to 80. So the road system's changing, so the speed limit alerts needs to change, and that will only happen with the help of others, people like you and me, as we drive along, reporting the incorrect information so that it can be updated. No one helps, then it will obviously be great for me because I'll update it for my own purposes, but it can be great for you as well. So overall, I'd probably say 80% of the data is pretty good. So still some little changes, like I don't take into account school zones on public holidays. There's currently saying it's 70 along here. I don't think it would be 70. Is that a speed camera? Can't tell. No, it's 60 along here. So these speed limits have changed, and I haven't, as I said, oh no, it's 60 there. That's weird. Oh, there's 60 coming up to the roundabout from the 70 kilometre hour road, and then 40 kilometre area, which, since it's not applicable, since it's not in the school times, then it's the speed limit that probably approached at the roundabout, because I don't believe I remembered seeing one after that point in time. Maybe going around the route. No, yeah. So there's a speed limit sign that's probably been removed. So it helps. I hope that helps people. You can actually, even if you don't like using my web app, speed limit alerts, you can use Waze in the same way. So you can use, if you prefer using Google Directions, and Waze can give you most of the speed limit alerts, because from the data I've got, about 90% of speed limits are from fixed speed signs. About 6,500 of the speed limits are from school zones, so about 10%, 15% won't be correct, or won't adjust to the actual speed during school times. But the fact that it actually gives you between 80 to 90% information that's usable, it means that the Waze or my web app is a useful driver assistance, because I can look down and see what the speed limit is. Right now, I haven't seen a speed sign. I've gone around the corner. It is a continuous road from a driving point of view, but once I turn a corner, it's my web app basically says unknown. Now, most of the time for unknown means that you're in a suburban or a country area, and the default speed limit in the suburban areas is 50, and for country areas it's 100. So we turn onto this road. There's some roadworks probably going on, and the speed limit sign's been covered. Normally 60, but roadworks coming up here. 40. Now, if I was to see, I've also built in the capability to report mobile phone cameras or trailer cameras. Police, if a police is standing by a car or just on foot on the side of the road, there's another option. And then also mobile phone seatbelt cameras. They're all three options that can cost people dearly if they're not doing the right thing. And remember, it's a fine for not. It's civic. I found it interesting when I got fined once. I actually had to pay civic compliance office, and that made me realise it's simply a fine for not doing your civic duty. So not a great deal at the end of the day, but costly, and the costly not obeying the rules of our society, your civic duty. They fine you for doing it. So a couple of kilometres over, no one's on the road, not going to make any difference, but you're not complying with your civic duty. And we've all got a responsibility. We may not agree with speed limits, we may not agree with the situation of the speed limit, but we've still got a responsibility, a civic responsibility to obey the rules that are set forward for our community. If you've been overseas and you've been in any of the countries where the driving is bedlam, nobody seems to obey any road rules. In Australia, we are very compliant when it comes to, as a population, very compliant when it comes to rules, which is sometimes a concern. We're too compliant because some of our rules are put upon us that are just over the top. We can't get them changed very easily because it's a big system, and the system is basically controlled by two parties. So and to change any of that is to change 80% of the population vote for one of those two parties. So you have very little chance as an individual to actually have something changed. So that's just life. It takes me a long time to learn that lesson, but it is just life. So thank you for joining me on this trip today. I hope you've enjoyed watching speed limit alerts in action, and learnt that you can actually run Google Maps on top of my application, or in fact any application on an Android phone. I think, I'd be guessing, but I think that you could probably do similar on the iPhone. It can't have two applications on the screen at the same time. So, but if Google Maps goes into the background, I have a feeling it might work. It's another test I'll have to do on another day. I have a separate iPhone for testing iPhone, my work on iPhones as well, and I'm looking forward to that. But and I'll put in the comments once I've done the test whether or not it works in the background. So thank you for joining me, and until the next video.